Hello and welcome to the Wellness Agents. We're thriving in a changing world and there's always more to learn is what we stand for. I'm Sarah and today I have a very special guest to introduce you to who will be appearing at the Real Health Show on the 10th of May at the Italian Club in Bunbury. Caroline Vandermeer is a naturopath, iridologist, homeopath and art therapist. Caroline has been a naturopath for over 30 years and has a holistic and spiritual approach to her work. She loves iridology as an amazing tool to help find out more about her clients. Art therapy has been a recent and important addition to what Caroline can offer clients as it supports their emotions and helps uncover subconscious beliefs and patterns. Welcome, Caroline. Thank you for coming on and agreeing to chat with us today.
Oh, that's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me here, Sarah. I'm really excited about the expo and what you're bringing to Bunbury. I think it's great.
Thank you. Yeah. And what we'd like to hear from you today is what are you bringing to the Real Health Show? What can people expect when they find you there?
I'm going to give people a sample of some art therapy. So I've got a little exercise that I'm going to have people do that'll only take a few minutes. I think a lot of people have this expectation that art therapy is about drawing a beautiful masterpiece. And that's the furthest from it. We don't even really judge. You can use stick figures or colors or just imaginary things for what you're depicting because it's about you and the process. So I've got a fun little exercise for people to experience and take something home with them that's a bit different. I'm also going to be talking about iridology because I can't take my camera because obviously we have difficulty with power or electricity points.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have some photos there of different people's eyes. So I'll talk a little bit about iridology to people who are interested. And I'm going to bring in my flower essences as well. So if people are needing some emotional support, there'll be some of those there for people as well.
That's great. Sounds good. And what brought you to your line of work?
I dare say, growing up, I grew up in a very normal medical family. Like mum was always at the doctor. And inside me, I just knew that there was something else. And I didn't really know what. And I was pretty smart at school. And people used to think, oh, would you like to be a doctor or something? I'm going, oh, the sort of, jabbing people or cutting people up just didn't really appeal to me. So I sort of ended up working and I was very fortunate. One of my first workplaces, there was this amazing lady who took me to a naturopath. And I was blown away. Like they looked in my eyes and went, da, 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 da. And I'm going, how did they know that? I've not told anyone that. And it really fascinated me and really resonated with me. And from that time on, it was like, that's what I want to do. And I used to say, when I win lotto, I'm going to go and study to be a naturopath. And one day I woke up and went, okay, you won lotto, you just go and do it.
Yeah.
And so, my love of iridology is still there. I'm still studying with some of the great masters in Perth. Oh, no, sorry, I shouldn't say in Perth, in the world now because of Zoom and what's available. I've got a great iridologist I study with in the UK and learn more and more because it's an ever-growing field.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of what this technology has opened up to us now is that we can have access to these great teachers where once upon a time it would have been cost prohibitive, travel, accommodation, but now it sort of opens up this knowledge to spread so much further, which is brilliant, isn't it?
I so agree. Yes, I would never have had the opportunity to study with John and learn from him his wisdom. He actually does research and it's phenomenal what he knows. And he's prepared to share it with me and it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
So yes, it's been really great. So yes, there's downsides to technology, but Zoom and what you can gain that way is amazing.
Yeah, it certainly is. And the other thing, you're doing a presentation for us. So on the day, we're going to have a whole full program of presentations and you're offering one, Caroline. Would you like to talk a bit about what that will share?
Yes, so I'm talking about how our body always talks to us. So we get messages from our body all the time, but nobody has given us the answer book to what it's saying. And so I'm going to do a presentation and talk about how our body talks to us, which is through signs and symptoms. And we're going to look at people's tongues and find out what our tongue is telling us. And I'm just going to keep it really simple, 4 little signs that I'm going to talk to people about. But we'll have a look at each other's tongues and see what their tongues are saying and what messages that's going to give them. And I thought it's quite fun to have something that people can be involved in.
Absolutely. I think that's fascinating. Having done some Ayurvedic study and tongue analysis is part of the Ayurvedic sort of toolkit as well. So I've dabbled a little bit in that, and it is pretty amazing that we have so much mapped on our tongue, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And the tongue changes really quickly. So I have 2 tools that I use. I've got iridology, which gives us a great picture of the genetics of the person or what we're prone to. And also I use it for personality typing. And then looking at the tongue changes very quickly. And we'll know that, if we've had a heavy night out or if we've come down with a cold, our tongue gets really thick and murky really quickly. So that's, but being aware of how it's changing and what the messages are is amazing.
Yeah.
And I've done courses with this, and people have loved learning what they can do for themselves, but also for their families. You can look at your kid's tongue and go, oh, okay, this is what's going on. That's why he's cranky.
Yeah.
And things like that. It can make a huge difference to a family's life.
Yeah. And it's sharing these tools that is the crux of what initiated us to do what we're doing with the Real Health Show, is to help empower people to take responsibility for their health at the very beginning level, because there's so much we can do. And I think, generally speaking, people have given their power away and feel quite powerless to make any decisions and choices around their health. And there is so much. So we're really grateful that you're coming to share these amazing tools with us on this day, because that's what it is all about, empowering people to take power back.
And that's what I'm so passionate about. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years now, and my mission now is to share my knowledge with people as much as I can. So yes, I still do consults with people, but I want to share the knowledge so people can be in charge of their own health and look after themselves. And yes, initially we often need support along the way because we've let ourselves get to a bad place. But then, okay, I've got this little kit in my cupboard that I can go to if I'm not feeling right, and I can start doing some things that can help me along my journey.
Fabulous. And so they're the sorts of tools you'll be bringing. And you mentioned flower essences, so you'll have those there for people to purchase on the day?
I can make some up. I'm only going to take my Bach flowers with me. I have got quite a range of flower essences with me, but they're an easy set to take with me. And it's often people's beginners level of finding out about flower essences. So I'll take those, and yes, people will be able to purchase those. I can do a short consult with people, or if people know what they want, I'll be able to make them up. Yes.
Sounds great. Any parting words of wisdom that you'd like to share before we wrap up today?
I'm very much a believer that the body has the tools to heal itself. We just have to learn to listen and to give ourselves power to follow what's right for us. And what's right for one person isn't necessarily right for another, but learning to listen to your intuition and follow that is a really important tool for you. You always, underneath it, know whether a path is right or wrong for you. And it's learning to listen to that path and follow through with it. And your journey is your journey. You can't make a decision for someone else. They have to make their own decision.
Yeah. And trusting, isn't it? So intuition's a funny muscle that we haven't been encouraged to develop. And it's like, you might get a little whisper, but oh, no, you brush it off. No, that wouldn't be right. Yeah.
And how many times have people gone, if only I'd listened to that little whisper, know? And that little whisper is what we need to. But I don't know, all the other people in our head I've got loud voices. And if we go, well, that's a loud voice, that's not my intuition. What is my intuition? And breathing, come back to breathing. So when we're going to make a decision, come into our body, come into our heart, and know that if we just take a few deep breaths, we know what's right for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's that deep listening, which often there's too much noise going on, and it sort of drowns everything out, or people get so busy or so preoccupied with filling every little space that this poor intuition voice doesn't get sort of heard, does it?
That's true. I was going to say the busyness of life is what destroys it, really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. Sounds amazing, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your presentation and seeing you on the day. So thank you for the time you've taken to be with us today.
An
For
absolute
anyone that's
pleasure.
watching, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you're enjoying what you see. We really want some help in getting these messages out there. Our intention is to help empower people with all these amazing tools that these practitioners are bringing, and we want to bring them to you so that you can start making some really healthy choices. So May the 10th, Italian Club, the Real Health Show. We hope to see you there, and together we can build a healthier, happier community. So see you soon. We'll be back with another interview very soon. Bye for now.
This content is created for informational purposes only. Always seek the guidance of a qualified health professional with any questions you may have regarding your personal health.